Alright guys, this video is about Aralia spinosa, which is called Devil's Walking Stick, or also sometimes Hercules' Club, though that's typically the common name associated with a different species. So the interesting thing about this guy right off the bat is that he's got the largest leaf in North America. And here is one leaf. So all of this is one leaf. So it's bipinnately compound, and sometimes even if you look up here at the top, it's tripinnately compound. I just broke the leaf. We're taking it. Anyway, here's one leaf. So that's a big old leaf. Foot for scale. So the epithet spinosa, meaning spiny, but it does technically have prickles. So if we look here at the stem, the trunk, he's got some nice prickles all along it, and he will also sometimes have little recurved hairs along the individual leaflets that if you try and run your hand across them, they will stab at you. Also on the stem, well, first we should notice that it doesn't typically have a branching habit because the leaves are so big. It's just one main stem. That stem typically has really obvious large leaf scars because the base of the petiole on the leaves is so thick. There we go. There's one, a leaf scar. There's a leaf scar. And those are all prickles because they're coming out of the epidermis randomly. As for the individual leaflets, they are really thin leaves. They have a nice rounded base and an acute to acuminate tip. They are, say, elliptical to ovate, and they have a nice serrate margin with some very large serrations. It's typically going to be a large shrub to small tree. And again, this very straight growth form with no branching. The inflorescence will come out at the top here, but this guy is not feeling it. And it'll be a showy white flower. Well, it'll be a bunch of very small white flowers that form one very large panicle. So you don't need to know the term panicle. But it's a big clump of flowers, and pollinators really like it, and then it will turn into a nice purple drupe in the fall that songbirds like to eat. And despite the fact that this is really spiny and not super fun to touch, white-tailed deer love to browse it. It's very good browse. Right, so after filming the first part of this video, we found a bigger Aralia. So when I said they were a large shrub to small tree, here is about the capacity of their small treeness. So you can see this is the trunk, and it's bigger around than I can reach. But it continues to have those very nice, scary prickles on it that I don't want to grab. This one's leaning, but that's just because I think he has fallen a bit. If we take a step back, you can see that really large white cluster of flowers, and if you look closely you can see some of those flowers have starting to become drupes. They are still young and green and small. You can also see the growth form really well on this one. So how it's well pruned at the bottom, and it really just has leaves at the top like a little tuft, like a Dr. Seuss tree. It's in the family Araliaceae, which is easy to remember with the genus, and that's the ginseng family. It's the first thing we're going to learn in the ginseng family, but not the last.